Hello and welcome. A few days ago, I was scrolling through Instagram late at night trying to catch up on all of my American news before retiring for the evening. And as I was about to put my phone down, I stumbled upon this picture of Taylor Swift out and about in California with her beau. But what caught my eye was her handbag, but more so the richness of the chestnut color coupled with the gold band around the bag. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. It looks a lot like the Diane Messenger bag from Joseph Duclos, but I never for a second thought it would be that bag, because I thought the Diane Messenger bag, how would Taylor Swift even know about this brand? It's a real if you know, you know brand. Whenever I've seen pictures of Taylor, she is always carrying bags from aspirational brands. Think of Louis Vuitton, Saint Laurent, Gucci, for example. And so how would you go from aspirational to a brand that is defining what is luxury at the top end of the market? And it was only in the morning when I looked at the bag closely, I realized, oh my gosh, it really is the Diane Messenger bag from Joseph Duclos. And I was ecstatically happy, not only for Joseph Duclos and the publicity that comes with a celebrity with 250 million followers showcasing your bag, but I was also happy for Taylor, exposing her to a bag at the top end of the bag, very different to aspirational brands that are all about hype, less on the quality. Whereas with if you know brands like Joseph Duclos, there's no hype and it's all about superior quality. And then I thought, Swifties are not Joseph Duclos' target audience, but it doesn't really matter in the greater scheme of things, because all publicity is good publicity. Taylor rocking the bag means it starts conversations, it steers conversations, it raises the profile, this visibility of the brand. And consumers start talking about it. Swifties start to see the brand. And although Swifties won't appreciate the merits of Joseph Duclos, this particular messenger that she was carrying, they've used their signature leather, the finest quality natural leather in the industry. It's going to patina beautifully. The craftsmanship that has gone into it, the clasp on the front that has been designed by Ramesh, and then it's hand tooled and hand polished. The level of craft that's gone into the bag, the majority of Swifties won't appreciate it, but it's something they'll appreciate with time and with exposure. But the seeds, the golden nuggets have been planted, and now the brand is on their radar. Granted, for a number of years to come, as Swifties are considerably younger than Taylor, they'll be focused on aspirational brands. But you will find that as consumers' tastes evolve and so forth, and they mature, you will get consumers who will still stay with the aspirational brands, but you will get others who will start focusing less on hype but more on superior quality, and they'll start to embrace brands like Joseph Duclos. So that'll help get the brand on the radar. But the thing that I also couldn't help but note was that the majority of luxury consumers within the leather goods space, very few people are actually aware of how mighty a brand Joseph Duclos is. It's a French brand that was first started in 1754. Brand was focused on providing the best quality leathers, traded until 1850, at which point the brand closed down, and then it reopened in 2021. The creative director of the brand is Ramesh Nair, and he's an incredibly extraordinary creative director. He's like no other creative director in the industry. I've never heard of anybody, any creative director in any of the brands who works quite like Ramesh. With most brands, the creative director will create the design, and then the design is sent through to the production team, who then decide on the technical specifications, how to make the bag, the leather, the hardware to be used, the edge coating, and so forth. All of the details are ironed out by a different team. Whereas with Joseph Duclos and Ramesh Nair, how he works and how he has worked at Joseph Duclos and prior to Joseph Duclos at Moynat is he will be involved with every single aspect of the bag's production, and everything is done to an incredibly high standard. So he will design the bag, choose the leathers, design the hardware. He will decide on the technical specifications, how the bag will be made, the stitching to be used, angle stitch, saddle stitch, hand stitch, machine stitched. the edge coating, how it will be edge coated and so forth. And he will be in charge of absolutely everything and make sure everything is done to an incredibly high standard. Joseph Duclos is the brand that's very much setting the pace, the tone, and defining what is luxury at the very top end. That accolade used to belong to Hermes, and Hermes is actually where Ramesh Nair learned his craft, learned about leather bags and how to make the best from the very best. But he has come to Joseph Duclos and is now focused on making better bags than the best bags that he was taught at Hermes. So he's producing products that are incredibly superior, far superior to any of the aspirational brands that Taylor Swift typically rocks. At the moment, there's a lot of chatter about the Margot from the Row versus the Birkin from Hermes and how it's a style that could potentially depose the Birkin. But the Margot doesn't have a patch on the Birkin. The quality of the leather is good, but everything else pales into insignificance when compared to the Birkin from Hermes. The real conversation should actually be the Diane Messenger or the other Diane bag, the top handle bag versus the Birkin. Because when you compare all aspects of the bag, whether it's the leather, the hardware, the craftsmanship, the details of both bags, the Joseph Duclos bags pip Hermes bags to the post. There are fewer quantities made of the Joseph Duclos bags, and therefore the brand pays a lot more attention to the details, and they provide a very high quality of finish using the finest quality leathers in the industry and the best quality hardware. So when you compare with the Birkin or the Kelly, where they are producing significantly larger quantities and the brand is not able to provide the same level of detail as Joseph Duclos does to their bags, Joseph Duclos is the superior brand. So I'm really happy to have seen Taylor Swift rocking the Diane Messenger bag. It's going to start many interesting conversations, introduce the brand to a younger audience who will grow up seeing what is quality at the top end. And of course, Joseph Duclos' profile will be significantly raised. I'm Anesu Sagonda, and I produce educational luxury content for anyone after the finer things, whether you're new to money and wanting to learn how to navigate the terrain, or you're young and starting out in life and wanting to reap the benefits of buying better quality from the get-go, or you're into luxury but you want to focus more on high quality, under the radar brands, then my content is geared towards you.